Everybody, and welcome to the replay. Hello and welcome everybody to Social Today. My name is Jonathan Pollinger of Intranet Future, and today we're going to be reviewing a LinkedIn profile live, and hopefully you'll be able to pick up some hints and tips and some ideas for excuse me, for improving your own LinkedIn profile with this little exercise here. Welcome everybody who's joining. Welcome Sarah and everybody else. So LinkedIn profile review today, and hopefully you're going to find this useful. Back at our normal time at last. Thank you very much for your birthday wishes, Sarah. Back at normal time, 8:45. It's taken till Thursday to get to normal time this week, but this is our standard time for the Social Today show, where we look at social media, and hopefully I can pass along to you lots of great stuff. I haven't actually noticed if Sarah Clark, whose profile we're reviewing today, has joined us, but hopefully Sarah will make it. But I think it's time to crack on and review Sarah's profile. So here we. Thanks, Sarah Townsend, for flagging that up. Fantastic. Right. Okay. So here we are. Here's Sarah Clark's profile, and we are going to start at the top. So Sarah has a cover photo, which is a great idea to add. A lot of people don't have cover photos. They used to be just available to premium members of LinkedIn, but now they're available to everybody. If you are on premium, you do have the advantage of a few templates, but it's probably better to do what Sarah has done there and upload her own cover picture. But I would just point out that perhaps it's not fitting as correctly as it would. Could do with being resized there. And you can use a great tool called Canva to do that, CANVA, at canva.com, to produce the perfect cover size image there. And Sarah Townsend, I haven't forgotten. I will send you over those dimensions for LinkedIn that you were after. Have a lovely profile picture of Sarah here. Welcome, James. Good morning. We're reviewing LinkedIn profile this morning. And yeah, you really need to have a nice, professionally taken, if possible, head and shoulder shot. People like to know, good morning, James, like to know what you look like on your LinkedIn profile. Hearts, big kahuna. Hearts basically show appreciation for the broadcast or for the broadcaster. So you can basically, hi 35 Yulaka, hey to you too. Yeah, so tap the screen, tap as much as you want, tap to like, as James says. So yeah, thanks for all the hearts, much appreciated, everybody. So yeah, LinkedIn profile picture, that's a really good one. Really important to add one, really important to have the right size photo, and make sure it's of your head and shoulders. Thanks for the additional information you're putting in there, James, superb. So first of all, on the text side of things, name Sarah Clark, perfect. Now you might think, what can go wrong there? But people do make mistakes there. They do put in extra information that isn't required. So it really is just your name that needs to be put in the name field where we have Sarah Clark. Welcome, fan by R5 Books. Good to see you. Let's get your Can't get a name from that, but welcome anyway. Underneath we have a very important item called the headline, just pointing that out there on the screen. So Sarah has a stylist, designer and fashion maker, which is brilliant because you've got keywords there. That's going to help her show up in the search. And as I said earlier this week, if people are searching for you, when they get the search results, headline is one of 3 bits of information, the other 2 being the name and photo, that do show up. When people get emails about you, they also get your headline, so important to get right. You could Another option, there's nothing absolutely wrong with that at all, is it is very good headline, but you could also put something along the line, make it a bit more wordy perhaps is another option, make it a bit more salesy, talk about how you help people choose their outfits on a day-to-day basis and for special events. So in other words, kind of like perhaps put it in the client's perspective, client's point of view. Next, we're going to skim over this because all this is absolutely fine and is being pulled up from the other locations. Cheltenham fine, design fine in terms of your area. Now we're going to move down to contact information. So the first thing, big tip here for everybody, for Sarah and everybody that's watching, is that this link here, which is a bit sort of ugly there, it's got Sarah-Clark and loads of numbers in it. You can change that. So you could change that to Sarah Image Fit, for example. Possibly not Sarah Clark, because I imagine that would have been taken by now. So this address has to be unique, but this can be changed. So if you're on your own profile, then there'll be a cog symbol here, and you can go in there and change your link. So what is this link? This is basically a link to your public profile on LinkedIn. So people can click that if they find it on your website, or they see it on your business card, or something like that. No, it's not, Liam. And this will help people find you, and it also helps you show up in people's results when they do a search for you, because the name does appear in the link, which is all good for SEO. So hit the cog symbol that's there. Obviously, I don't see one because I'm not logged in as Sarah Clark, but when you're logged in as yourself, you'll see a cog symbol, and you can then run through changing that profile link there. Email, that looks like a personal email, but if that's the one you use for business, then fine. The other thing I would say, there are lots of other things that you can add in here, so I would encourage you, Sarah, to add those in, and other people if you have gaps there. So I'll just to me a second. So for example, you can add in up to 3 websites, and you can label those websites. You can add in another email address, work email address. You can even add in your Skype ID, and you can also add in a WeChat link, which I didn't know what that was until recently, but it's apparently a big sort of WhatsApp equivalent in China. So lots of opportunities to add in contact information, and of course phone number. If you're comfortable with having your phone number on LinkedIn, then you can publish that to encourage people to ring you. So lots of stuff to be able to possible for you to put in the contact information there. So I'm just going to go back to profile. Hopefully this is helpful so far. Next we're going to get into the sections on LinkedIn. So here we have, first of all, the summary. Is it necessary to have that many contact details? Well, yeah, absolutely. The more the better, really, because you're giving people more opportunities to contact you. So good question, Bob. But I really would encourage people to add as much contact information as possible. While we're on that subject, you can also add a section that's called additional information, and part of that section is called advice on contacting the person's name. So again, in that section you should put the sort of people that you're trying to get to contact you, and you should also give your preferred contact method in there. So that's one of the sections that can be added in this area here. So we're now on to summary. So as this one should be personal. Excellent summary here. I would just say perhaps it could be a bit more sort of spaced out, a little bit better in terms of the spacing. And fantastic that you're presenting what is an issue here, starting off by saying the average woman, should be woman I think, rather than women, uses 287 days of her lifetime deciding what to wear. So you're presenting a problem there, and you're offering to give that time back, as you say in the next couple of sentences, to women. So nice sort of start to the summary. Another really good thing is that you've added your colourful images on here, so scarves and your website, and not quite sure what this is here, but I have a problem with opening these on this browser. But the main thing here for those people that haven't added media is to add media. As in photos, videos, websites, PDFs, anything like that you can add. And also, the only other thing I'd say is a bit of blank space here, Sarah, so perhaps add something additional to that spot. You can also add media to your experience, which you have done, so I'd strongly encourage people watching to do that. You can see how colourful and how eye-catching it makes the profile. It really does improve your profile by adding media. Nice description here of current role, another current role here, and again more media, so all this is great stuff. And then just short descriptions, maybe a little bit shorter, of past roles can follow in the experience section. Welcome, Jeremy. On your skills, or skills and endorsements section, as it's sometimes called, I would kind of like encourage people to give you endorsements a little bit more. And actually, the best way of doing that is to give endorsements yourself, and they're likely to return the favour. So that would beef up that section there potentially. Then we've got education, we've got volunteer experience and causes, projects. So I think the projects one could be, morning Rita, great to see you on the call. The project section could be beefed up definitely with a description of a particular project. I think that's just kind of one of your businesses at the moment, Sarah. And if particularly projects is good if you've worked with people, because you can tag other people in this projects area here. So we've got to the end of the sections that you've added, and then basically underneath here you've got content that is set up elsewhere. So you've got connections, you've got groups, recommendations there, and businesses and organisations that you're following. Just going to spin over to my profile to illustrate something now. Next step would be to actually review adding other sections, and that appears, as you can see from mine here. So it's worth everybody who's watching to click view more, and then seeing if any of these sections are appropriate for you to beef up your profile a little bit. That cog symbol that I mentioned earlier to change your LinkedIn public profile web address is here. See that cog symbol there? So if you click that, then that basically takes you over to the area where you can change your link, and you can also customize what people see when they find your public profile on Google, or if they're not logged in to LinkedIn. So, kind of like coming towards the end now, perhaps one just final thing is, happy to take questions by the way, so please do pop in your questions, is over here on Notify Your Network. I would suggest to be quite smart with this button. So I would suggest switching it off if you're making some major changes to your network. You can just tap that to switch that off. So that you don't bug people with constant updates. But what would be quite clever is then when you're getting towards the final update, perhaps a significant one that you're making, is to switch that back on, and then people will see those updates that you made. They'll get a notification at the end rather than being irritated by all your notifications. Huge thank you to Sarah Image Fit for, can you Bob mine? I made it a month or so ago and actually for you, John. Yeah, Bob, happy to do that, but you would have to pay me for that one, I'm afraid. Just using this one for illustrative purposes, so very happy to review your profile, and you can do that via Skype, so wherever you are in the world. So do tweet me or visit my website intranetfuture.com and contact me that way if you'd like a review. Obviously, same goes for anybody else. Primarily I'm trying to help people out here and help you improve your just switch back to me a second. And give you loads of social media advice through these broadcasts. But of course, I do run a business, and I do need to make a living. So if you do want any of my social media services, such as reviewing LinkedIn profile, happy to do that via Skype or face-to-face, and at very reasonable rates. So do get in touch with me on that. If you're interested, tweet me at intranetfuture or visit my website www.intranetfuture.com and contact me via there. If there are no more questions or requests, comments or observations, I will leave you to your day. But thanks very much for watching. Thanks again to Sarah Clark of imagefit.co.uk for volunteering her profile. I hope, Sarah, you've learnt a few things and others have learnt something as well. Welcome, Isaiah. You're watching. Fantastic. Thank you, Sarah, for that. Good to know you're on the show. So back tomorrow with looking a bit at sections and a bit of a sort of like a roundup of the week, really, plus any questions that you have got that you want to ask me round about LinkedIn profile changes. Good to know, immediate action. That's excellent. So I always like to give a bit of an update of my day. So today I'm going down to Cardiff for a networking event down there. Tomorrow I will be able to do the 8:45 tomorrow, Rita. Good point. Thanks for reminding me that one. So normal time 8:45 tomorrow. Welcome, Coach Tracy. If you're just joining now, then please do watch the replay. Loads of good stuff where I've reviewed somebody's, Sarah Clark's profile on LinkedIn today, and you can learn a lot of lessons from that. So, as I say, I'm off to Cardiff for a networking event today and prepping for some a workshop tomorrow and sending out a proposal to a client. So normal sort of stuff. Good luck with whatever you're doing, and back tomorrow at 8:45.